side they start on. We keep an eye on NAVI's start to this defensive side. Don't want them to run away with it. Last time, it was the later end of the half, though, where you see TENSTAR pick up any success. Yet to pick up a pistol. See if that can change this time around. Nelo spotted and pushed back immediately. And that just yields a ton of control for NAVI. They don't know that there's not players outside A. But I think they're figuring out there's a decent bit of B presence right about now.
Oh, they're already going to take control completely. The last 4 times TENSTAR have played this map, the attack has been the better side for them. We'll see if that's going to ring true in this game here. Sliicyyy's knife is going to catch 3 players, I believe, towards the market. And already, Ritha is going to catch him, trying to rotate back through. They don't have a lot of control anymore, hoping to try and keep main in their presence. Instead, they're locked and being swarmed by the members of NAVI. Ritha landing every shot in front of her. 3rd kill already, and it's left just onto Kim. And this time, there is no hope.
I mean, she even had an extra nade. It could have just went flying in to close out the round. 2 players behind her to make sure it happened either way. See the conversion from NAVI. Look at the force buy up, though, from TENSTAR. I think they've got 4 and maybe 5 Spectres. They put all their credits into it.
Well, that could definitely cause some issues for Ritha on the back of the site. Already, though, they've taken the orb and patiently waiting outside of this B site. After not getting the engagement they wanted, just starting to clear out the remainder of the map. You can see the aggression coming through on the other side. From NAVI, it's already pushing deep within A. They're going to know that it's not on this side of the map and will slowly start to surround those B players, which, hey, there's a stack there, but with the weaponry not so firmly in their favor anymore, it might not be easy to hold on.
Oh, right away. River's overrun. That spray for Proxima leaves her low on ammo. The reload got to go down on the back. And they know there's 2 players here. They've heard the reload. They've heard the spray.
Spike planted.
The plant undeniable. They're just keeping these guys boxed in right now. Proxima good for at least 1. The classic.
Remaining.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Ghost up close, but somehow it was the Spectre. Backstab to close that out. And you keep those players boxed in for long enough.
Unfortunately for TENSTAR,
I'll find you.
Well, the force hasn't paid off. Now you're left with much weaker weaponry and a nice little seize to start things off. That's already going to cause them problems again.
Position of Rita's certainly caught them off guard, but that's a trade you're going to be happy to make, at least at the start. Flashback almost helps Clad get away. Nade not going to be able to take them down. This time, the damage done, though, is significant. NAVI have put a stop to any major threats that TENSTAR could bring to the table here, weakening up a lot of the players and sending them back towards A main. This is a position they've got held down. They've got a star ready to react. I think they'll just go for the retake, though, by the looks of things. I mean, after this initial duel. They do rotate 1 in. Sephia still has the nade. 40 seconds. They can start to run a decent bit of clock, and especially with the rotations coming through.
I'm being bought.
1 enemy remaining.
Now just slaughtered by Proxima. It's quite easy for NAVI to do in these early rounds.
Well, they've gone in for exactly that again. A player position in wine, a flash ready to execute off the back of any contact inside of main. And by the looks of it, TENSTAR, they're not looking to take that control immediately, but there's certainly the danger that they do decide to extend in here. That boombot almost confirming it. It's destroyed on the cross, and now they're waiting for the opportunity to pop this grab well, pop the flash, swing on through, and there's the kill. Sliicyy had no idea what she was stepping up into.
This leaves them in a little bit of trouble. Not going to be able to have the knock on for this round. Ritha is actually going to be caught out. River just close. Nobody watching for it. Such a common angle within the site, and again, just clothesline almost instantly. Round looking done already, unless Sia finds some magic alongside Clark. At least now the this is walked out, got into Astral Form. The many you can get on that defensive side, but even still, it's a very solid start for NAVI, and they are known for having their strong defensive sides on this map. 3 already suppressed in the early stages of the round, and while this fast-paced push is not looking like much of a surprise, especially with mid already being pressured. Oh, I'd just give her a pistol every round. Every round.
Yeah.
Just, what's the point?
There seems to be no other solution. Granted, though, Sephia got caught swapping to the weapon, not expecting them to be there already. Using herself like a recon drone. Running it back in midair. I love it. Just as her feet touch the box. No more abilities to come through. At least not over on the defensive side. As they come back into this retake. And again, Sia's going to be caught. Astral Form, not a friend this time around. TENSTAR starts to look good in the fights, but River steps it up for 3. The 4th being sought after, and the showstopper confirms it. 5 rounds on the board for NAVI. Maybe a bit tougher than it should have been, but they'll get the win in the end.
Yeah, I feel like to make the divide of the attackers that ended up playing against them. It can be a gift, but also a curse for many teams. Now, at least in this round, you are starting to see TENSTAR attempt to try and deny some of those early spots. One way put into place. Are eventually going to use that boombot just to try and force them back, but it seems like NAVI are already happy to just fade away from this one.
We'll catch them.
It's been a clean game so far on the defense, but a big challenge coming. Players steaming in towards the site, and Sliicyy is coming in with a vengeance. 2 quick kills and another to follow. This is a plant for TENSTAR. The spike only now making it towards the site, but their odds of victory just seem untouchable at this point. They've got a flash ready. Hasn't quite worked out. There we go.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. They say. Oh, a little bit awkward with Sephia. 3 kill in the second as well! Tries to correct back onto the 3rd, and it isn't going to be happening for Proxima. I don't really see much of a way out of this one. Already being hunted down by Nelo. Looking to try and find that. Oh, the Ritha, damn! Instant headshot, and again, what was a very clean-looking round ends up being quite costly for TENSTAR. I also just wonder how recreatable that is. That is basically Sliicyy almost seeming like she just had enough, running into the site and getting a double entry. I don't think that's something that's going to happen every single round.
The way they're taking it this time. A main control being fought for by NAVI. Passive on mid, just a jump spot. Curious of the plan on B. Oh, okay, I see. We've got the knife down. Late flash for anybody lurking through. But they're about to spot all that control on mid, and this is where the focus of NAVI can shift massively with the aggression in A main. They can afford to really annoy these players inside of mid, and they're going to take B main control. So basically conceding the site and setting up for the post plant already.
It does mean that a lot of this likely to come on to that lurk through from Nelo. He can pinch the players into main. It's going to become quite difficult. Ritha, though, very nice shot, and River's just going to deal with Nelo, no problems at all. Crossfire has worked wonders, also leaving one completely blind. Great round from NAVI.
Could be the difference makers. 6-1 down. They certainly need something to be. Knife in, all 5 spotted. Well, it's about as good of early info as you can possibly get. They just dropped the door and break it. Pushed up on A main, kept all that control. They've got the mid cross. 3 players could be committed to B main. Doubling down on mid, trying to catch lurks.
Face your fear.
That means there's a lot of pressure on these 2 to hold down the side.
Oh, wow. They're committing a lot to this.
Spike down, B.
It just seems like they've completely overrun the backside. Something they struggled with before, but the spike has been caught. The last player in, and Gia has found it. Players on low HP as well. She's just holding in this corner. First kill looks all too easy. She has to dig up at least. And as they try and get that res up, they can actually get it through. It doesn't matter though. I think the spams come through the wall, but both players.
Rita's playing the Odin on the A side. And at this point, we need to see TENSTAR come up with a solution. And as we said last round, they had a couple ultis that could have been the difference makers. They certainly were not. They were burned up for nothing. For another round lost at the end of the day.
Oh, pop flash again. Just giving that little bit of extra info in. Once more, a passive hold from the attack, almost just waiting, but with this deep control currently in play on A, they're actually rotating back in the other direction. The thing is, this is going to make things quite awkward, especially with that smoke actually completely covering. Now, I do think that this has been realized. Look at the rotation at the top of the map, back around from Ritha. Does she know they're this far forward though? No, but it doesn't matter! She's going to get both players walking into the site. 10 HP is all she has left as well. Now they just fall into the remaining players. Sia was basically waiting just to try and catch any aggression. Now becomes the only best left puzzle. Proxima puts her down.
I got an ADS. 8-1. I mean, this lead just getting ridiculous, and now TENSTAR come down to weaknesses again. Pistols in play.
Oh,
the push. Oh, Proxima almost got caught. Gia, though, has her back covered as she fades away. 5v3. Another player, though, coming up through this position. The timing, perfect, sublime for Sia. Won't be able to follow through on the second. And Sephia looks to pop a flash off the wall. It doesn't catch them, though. And now they're hunting her down.
Obscuring vision.
I don't think that's actually connected. A chance for Sia to just cause even more problems. Having a real hero around. Oh, I was about to say she should be caught. Even still, this distraction might be enough. A whiff from River, not something I've said too much this game, and the spam not quite managed to catch anyone out. River, however, has already cleared out Sia. Again, turning this back into an even scenario, and just so close to clearing out these players. Eventually, the push comes through from River, and is the only woman standing.
One enemy
this one versus two, an instant headshot though. A close blow, the nade might just close it, but she's gonna hit the shot before anything else can happen.
TENSTAR have a big task on their hand to repeat this second, and then to do it again. They need 4 rounds closing out this half. With their history in pistols, well, they might need more than just the 4. Starts here though.
Again, just going back to this. Ritha trying to make sure she denies control, but hasn't succeeded. She's already making it pass, but it seems like she's just trying to bait, get them to try and swing off onto her teammate who's still holding that angle.
Recovering.
The rest of the team, though, starting to double back towards this A site. Effie's going, pushing. Timing here is going to be absolutely everything. I think she's been spotted. Teammate, though, was in astral form, and eventually Gia is there for the trade. Ritha captures Nelo on the lurk. Let's leave Gia with a lot to do, and actually she falls as well.
I love that adaptation late game, but now look at the push from TENSTAR. Space truly taken. River, though, covers on it for the double.
30 seconds left.
10 for the double.
30 seconds left.
TENSTAR. Door closing. The ruse might just be sold. Maybe. This is a position they won't expect. And River, yeah, she's nading up for the heaven push, but not expecting the flank. Sia slips through. And it looks like she'll just about have enough time to get this plant in. 10 seconds on the clock. It's going to come close, but it should be just about enough. And there you go. 1v1 post plant.
You are divided.
Divide down. As we've said before, these can be a gift and a curse. Just trying to play on the edge. She's up against an Odin. Actually going to duck through. Now knowing that her opponent has to be on the other side of the plant. A relatively open one at that. And while timing's going to be everything here, it's watched for by Ritha. So ready for that move to be made. She had a fantastic first half and we'll give them a 9.
Push no button. Save the day. Eat.
How it was all or nothing, but that's not the case this time around. This is upper bracket. There's still some chances. Come back into it. Some opportunities. TENSTAR, though, they don't want to think about a lower bracket. They want to do it here and now. Already, we see that opening duel go in their favor, but it is returned on by 2. And Gia's going to concede it. Yep, the retake to be played for.
Spike planted.
On in. Can see the attack trying to claim something back. What is that from Ritha? I don't think I've seen much better Odin play in a game of Valorant before. She's just been, well, yeah, an absolute nightmare to deal with. 10-2, an utterly dominant half. And as said, the last few times TENSTAR have won this map,
sides.
it has involved a very strong attack. We'll see if TENSTAR can get themselves that lifeline. That's the more important thing here. Already mid-control being fought for, a B-split looking like the likely attempt, but already Nelo has kicked things off with an opener. That headhunter put to good use, but Sia's gone down. Seemed like she was trying to peek in. Nelo wants to do everything. I don't know if she checks this angle. It's not the prettiest, though, from Gia. She'll be traded out, keeping that advantage in the favor of TENSTAR.
There.
A desperate pistol round for them. They're starting to slowly close in on that flank.
You did just hear the trap go down, though. And this is the problem. Oh, okay. Not even getting a choice to cancel it out. Instead, though, they cancel Proxima out. Strong kill, good information onto Ritha, and the swing. She didn't even have enough bullets.
Poor NAVI. We have seen some crazy pistol rounds in this game so far, but this would have to be one of the best of them. Nice shot from Nelo. Well, it seems she's had enough. 2 quick kills. Headhunter gone. And the rest of the players on NAVI just looking to do some damage control.
I mean, at this point, not much has been established either in the info gathering. Where are they putting the utility? Are they liking to handle some of these early duels? Sometimes you can even look at that as a silver lining, but right now, just mid-peak double headshot. Seeing very little else across the board. They'll start to move towards short, though. Again, nothing too special. It's just a normal setup for TENSTAR. Playing the retake on A, trying to annoy them on the cross, and Nelo maintaining this control of short. Up against no shields. Just a shot to the body needed. And a lot of these players are tagged up anyway, so essentially holding an operator.
30 seconds left.
Potentially holding an operator right now. All she needs to do is hit those body shots, and, well, every kill one step closer to having that tour de force. A chance to have it online, closing this round out. But Sliicyy stolen that chance away.
Especially if they keep the economy as strong as they have here.
There.
Kind of have to hope, though, that someone like Clark comes online. It's been a very quiet second map for her after what was a pretty solid performance on the Neon. Not really seeing that same Raze magic of old.
Normally we'd say still plenty of time, but there really isn't. This defensive side, though, certainly presents that opportunity. Combining with Fade, it can be so strong. For now, though, TENSTAR don't seem to have that information on where the push is coming down. A lot of this early aggression centering around that mid fight that they want to take, or catching them as the attackers look to make their way into B, and that's being spotted now. At least one inside of that location. Want to start to make their way in.
Spike down B.
It gets more than maybe expected. Even still, though, the trades from NAVI are solid. A few low players on the other side. Ritha caught in an awkward spot, but again, the trade from Proxima is there. Bear in mind, this is the bonus round, so any damage or any further damage done would be huge.
Spike planted.
And that's a tag. 2 players, 1 bullet away from death. And actually, it's a long wraparound from Gia. Just looking to try and make sure this isn't going to go our opponent's way. The only problem is there's actually some util waiting. It won't matter in the end, as Proxima still healthy as ever for NAVI. And for G2, well, they normally have very close series versus Guild X, but I don't think we've seen them get banged out on a map before.
Shutting them down.
Yeah, it'll be, excuse me, it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. They have a knack for coming back into games.
Oh dear.
Right here, though, TENSTAR. Well, they're not just playing that same knack. Okay, nade over. I like it. Sephia nowhere to go. Sliicyy trying to hunt down the rest of the team, doing well for the first time in a second. Fantastic response. TENSTAR. They've taken a main and they've taken the spike. It's now NAVI that have to push into them.
Last player standing.
Such an impressive round from Sliicyy. I think that's been the story of this map. But no, she's going to change her mind and not risk it.
Enemy suppressed.
Okay, the suppress on both sides. Only 2 players spotted, though. A side maybe looking a little bit weak. NAVI wanting to move in on that, but the lurk on the other side of the map has been caught out completely. All the eggs in one basket, so to speak, but the spike is still in the spawn. So a push here would be ill-advised. Getting control of the site will just leave them stranded and separated from, well, the thing they want to bring onto the site. I think that's being registered right about now. Only worry is that they could have been flanked by this point.
I
think the thing that's going to be very interesting in the next round is just how much there's going to be in terms of ults. Because that's the other thing when you're this far down that becomes very, very scary, is all it really takes is NAVI getting a cheesy round off the back of like a 4-4s or a showstopper. And those ults are getting very, very close to coming online. Controlled, though, in this round from TENSTAR. No problems whatsoever. Barely any damage taken at all, and
we'll see. It's 11-6. Very tough task ahead of them. Early push no longer possible for Nelo. I think that trap might be destroyed soon. Never mind, it's still up, and Nelo's able to get out of there. Oh, that's a free early duel for TENSTAR, and especially when they'd been caught by the KO knife off the rip, that's about as good as it could have went.
Yeah, and she's straight over to the other side of the map as well. Keeping that operator moving, making it harder to counter, but also a constant threat for NAVI to have to deal with. Ritha just going to be clearing any of the close angles, clearly wary that there could be aggression elsewhere on the map, and she's going to get herself Nightfall. They're going to throw this in, but there is nothing to actually execute on top of this. Seeming like a bit of a wasted ult. Maybe trying to bait a rotation into the other side of the map by not executing off of this, which has happened. But there's still 2 players here, Mitch.
30 seconds left.
Well, they've at least weakened down the defense a bit, and a missed shot from Nelo. This start, exactly what they were wishing for. They've crossed into the site, and they've gotten themselves a plan. Late play by Raze. We don't know whether it's going to come through mid or main, but either way, there is a showstopper in the back pocket of NAVI. And it looks like a late lurk through middle. Now, remember, that chamber trap, it's been online this whole round. They've done nothing to get rid of it. So the position going to be very important. You're making your way back up through here, and well, they've actually managed to suppress, made it through. All the way into the back of the site. Ritha is getting pressure from both sides, but if 3K awaits, and then the showstopper just to close it out. That is ridiculous.
Multitude of ults coming up online. Order force available on the other side, and a trade out of suppression. Question is, who's going to get that first blood? Nelo hoping it's going to be her on the other side. The swing, though, from Proxima off the back of that Prowler was sublime. One of the major threats in this second half defense, gone.
On the cusp of victory, this is the last thing you want to see. Flash going out, but it's done more to Sliicyy than it did to River. The advantage maintains. NAVI, well, they're grouping up, although I still see Sephia here. Ult's going to be used, fading out a lot of presence, flash thrown in and everything. I mean, she couldn't see anything, but she's bought herself enough time. At least the rest of the team rotating. Not the fight they were hoping for there. And as the numbers equalize, the steps are heard. This is huge for Cloud to still be here. They're somewhat aware that there's a smoke, at least ready to be bloomed, and she'll be on the other side of it. Unless someone makes a mistake, though. Okay, that could be it. That's the pick they needed. Cloud even tries to take space on the back of it.
Proxima spotted. They now know that both players are within this site. Should have a decent idea of it. Cosmic Divide going to go down to the back. They don't want to have to try and challenge that once again. And the spam from Kim. It's going to keep them in it that little bit longer. Still a long way to go, but just being able to rectify from a position in this round that looked pretty bleak even in the 3 versus 3, but just catching.
Of course, we can see he's in green already.
You want to play? Let's play.
You'll hear the sound cue as the round starts. We're close to a few others coming online. Cosmic Divide. I mean, it's neither here nor there, really. You never know whether it's going to play for you or for them, so... TENSTAR at least has something to fight back, but they've got to pace themselves. 5 more needed. Stable string of rounds. This ult could be massive.
Or 2 caught.
Not the showstopper.
Not really been able to move off the back of it. Stuck in the mud. Operator waiting, and Nelo lands the shot. The thing is, it's a ruse. They're trying to fake back towards the site, but it's so disjointed. Sliicyy takes the head off one, and that's the spike in the site. It leaves a bleak scenario, even having the fragments still available to delay them even further. They almost need the lurk.
I have the spike.
Ritha. Oh, she got the spike. She just walked away.
That jump peek out, it almost cost her life, thinking maybe they'd be at the doors. Ult clears out short completely. They're wrapping over to A still. Detecting that it'll be a play towards this site, that was the lurker, but in fact, that was the space maker trying to line it up for them to move back into B. Still, it's happening a bit too late. The wraparounds remain 10 seconds or thereabouts to start the plant. They need to be quick. Kim already putting over the honky off waiting. And that is the round sealed in and secured. Proxima going to attempt to make this a bit more costly. The tour de force finding value. It's trying to find the op as well.
A couple of rifles available, but it's a mixed bag. And on the other side of things, TENSTAR are going to have no trouble getting that op back.
Oh yeah, and it's already posted up. The shot, though, only landing for damage. It's a good attempt, but no kill to be found. Oh, that is close, Chia! If that was a Vandal, if that was anything else, I think we would have been looking at a kill.
They're forcing out some of these positions. But ultimately a very passive hold.
Ready.
Bar Nelo.
All set.
A little bit awkward on the fight. I mean, the space is being taken elsewhere. Clara almost looking to just try and swing off the teammate, and Sia making sure that this is covered off. A lot of damage being done, but still no kills. These fights are getting more and more awkward by the second. Bear in mind that Sliicyy is low from that earlier shot. She will eventually go down.
Well, I like the attempt from Cloud, but it's not going to work. Numbers starting to thin out before TENSTAR step up for a double. Spike still to be planted. Door just now closing. Kim not able to break it open in time. They'll make their way to the site. They may well get a plant out of this. Pressure on for TENSTAR to make the retake happen. Upper bracket life on the line. They still have the lower to fall down into, but they don't want to go near it. NAVI, though, send them kicking and screaming with one more kill. Nelo, the last player standing for TENSTAR, the last hope to bring this to a third map, to even bring it to another round. The operator dropped the rifle, retrieved moments later. But look at the setup they have. They can swing off the drop, but they don't need it. Gia connects the first. And we will close this one out with Navi as the victors. A fantastic series.